Israeli military say 229 hostages are currently being held by Hamas in Gaza. And in North London, an installation of an empty Shabbat table is seeking to raise awareness of missing loved ones.
Well, it's a very powerful and poignant image. Our London reporter Lisa Hartle has been there for us to update us on something that they want to share, of course, with the rest of the world, with all those photographs on the backs of all those chairs.
Yes, I'll just step out of the way so you can see just how powerful an image this is. So over 200 places all set up for Friday night dinner, each one representing one of the hostages that have been taken captive in Gaza. We've got obviously many adults, but also the children as well. As you can see, Abigail, 3 years old. Each chair has a photograph and the age and the name of each hostage that's missing. Some of them are, there's one I saw that's a baby 9 months old with a baby bottle in front. It's just, when you see it, it's such a powerful, moving thing to see. And just to explain more about all of this, I'm joined by one of the organisers, Oliver. Oliver, thank you so much for joining us. Now, for anybody who isn't in the Jewish community, can you just explain how important Friday night dinner is and therefore why this was created?
Yes, so in Judaism on Friday night, Saturday night, we have the Sabbath, and a really important part of that is the Friday night dinner where it brings in Shabbat. And around the world, Jews come together with their family, with their friends. They say blessings over wine and bread, and most importantly, they sit together, they eat together, and it's a really joyous time. And that's why it's really important that we've done this, because there are over 200 people who aren't going to be at their Shabbat tables this Friday. They're going to be empty places for them, and we wanted to make sure that people saw that and people understood the scale of how many people are being held.
And you were saying that the photographs that we see on each of the chairs here, all of this is designed to ensure that the thoughts of the hostages remain in the thoughts of the public.
Yes, very much so. It was just over about 2 weeks ago that this happened, and at that point everyone knew what was happening. It was very much in the kind of public domain. 2 weeks is a very long time for us, and things change and news stories change, and it falls out of people's thoughts. So for us it was really important at this time to raise it, because, you know, like I said, 2 weeks is a long time for us. 2 weeks is a lifetime for those people being held. We need to make sure that we are continually remembering them and continually spreading the word and asking people in power to do everything they can to bring them home.
And earlier on we heard from the chief rabbi who spoke here. He's created a prayer for the hostages, which is, you were telling me, a very unusual thing to do. Yes,
so tomorrow morning, again, around the world, people will be going to their synagogues. The Shabbat services haven't changed for hundreds, thousands of years, and this is a new additional prayer that the chief rabbi has written to be added, so that we're saying something together. There's unity in what we're saying, and we're all praying for the quick release of those hostages.
And you spoke about unity there. That was again one of the messages that people were trying to get across earlier when we heard from various people talking. You were telling me as well how upsetting it is to be seeing things like the posters of the hostages that we've seen around London, some of them being ripped down by people.
Yes, it's a really hard time for the British Jewish community. There are the posters that are on the backs of the chairs have been put up around London to raise the awareness and raise the message, and we're seeing a number of those being ripped down, being defaced, and these are posters of 3-year-old children. They are, they're not political. This is a humanitarian issue. And it's really upsetting to see that. It's also really important that this time people don't want to drive a wedge between British Jews and especially British Muslims. We have to come together and show that together we are stronger and we can do more. Britain and London is a really open, wonderful place, and we need to make sure that that message is out there.
And so what are you hoping when people come here? What are you calling on people to do?
So the real thing is, they'll obviously come, they will see the faces, they'll take some time to read the names and be respectful. A really important thing what we want people to do is take a photo, share it on social media, send it to their local MP if they're going to write a letter. There will be thousands of people coming to JW3 to see this. There will be tens of thousands of people who can then see the message as it spreads across social media and the press and things like this. So it's really important that people are spreading that message.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Oliver. This installation is open to the public today and also on Sunday, as Oliver said, for people to come along, take photos, and just to keep the image and the thoughts of the hostages in all of our thoughts, all the public's minds.
Lisa, thank you very much indeed for that. And just to remind people of these latest statistics we're getting from the Met Police, who say there have been 408 recorded anti-Semitic offences in London in October compared to 28, just 28 in the same period last year. The force making 75 arrests linked, they say, to the Israel-Hamas conflict, and making more than nearly 5,000 visits to vulnerable premises in the capital, including 730 schools and 3,400 religious places just in the past 3 weeks.